Okay, good afternoon or evening. Um, so this is part two of the inner workings of a witch video. This is going to go over some information that was discussed in my interview with my friend and roommate Renee, who is a practicing Wiccan witch. Um, so let's get into it. So first off, we're going to go over the pentagram, also known as the pentacle. The pentacle represents the four elements. Um, excuse me, as shown here in the picture, the air, water, earth, and fire, and the circle. Sorry, air, earth, fire, water, and the spirit. The circle represents the universe, where all five elements here are connected to us. Okay, so the Celtic knot that Renee discussed in the previous video is called the triquetra. This Celtic symbol for unity and Trinity. The triangle, this point here, here, and here represents the Trinity, and the circle represents the unity. Um, The meaning of the Celtic knot varies per practicing Wiccan. However, for Renee, the symbol means peace and calm for her. This is something that she has always drawn as a kid. So for her, this is what it represents and symbolizes for her. So she uses this symbol as a reference for peace and calm. Now, the stone here, I did not get like a set picture on the stones that she uses in her altars. However, I did go over the video to see the meanings of each stones, so I was able to pull pictures of them from Google. So she does have a couple of quartz, but for this, we're going to go over just the main five that she uses. So for this one, this is here the clear quartz that is used to balance emotion and dispel any negative emotions. Typically, the clear quartz is used to strengthen all the other ones as well. Number two here is the tiger eyes, this brown one with all the stripes. The tiger eyes are used for wealth and good luck throughout the day. So its goal is to bring you an abundance of wealth and good luck and wishes throughout the day. This blue one is the lapis, this blue one with the white stripes, sometimes grayish stripes on it. The purpose of this one is the truth stone is to be able to reveal all to you. So that you're able to have a full knowledge and understanding of what's going on so you know how to best proceed. This one here is the bloodstone. This tealish red marking one is the bloodstone. Its purpose is to amplify courage. So if you're not like a traditionally brave person, that's what this does. It amplifies that so that you're brave and you're more willing to take on the day or whatever it is that's going on in your life. This one here, this black, well, typically black stone with reddish markings, or sometimes mostly red with few black brown markings on it. This one is the obsidian mahogany or mahogany obsidian, depending on who you speak with. This particular stone here draws out memories of shame, embarrassment, or anything like that for solely healing purposes. So that you know, like if you've done something embarrassing, this stone's purpose would be to draw that out so you don't feel that shame and uncomfortability anymore. Okay. So then we discussed a little bit about her rituals that she uses. Um, each ritual varies per witch or per craft. It's really dependent on the person. For Renee, being that she is a beginner witch, her rituals aren't as elaborate. Her altars aren't as elaborate either. But typically, for the most part, for her, whenever she does practice, she uses it mostly for health. and luck or wealth purposes. So that's what this is. Like, as you can see, some of the types of rituals that are performed, the purpose for them are for health, luck, or love. As mentioned here, altars are on a case by case in person, practicer per practicer basis. Everyone's altar is a little bit different. Out of this list here, the common ones, no matter who you are typically everyone has candles or incense in their altar. There's always a pentacle present. Um, and the crystals or stones will always be present. Depending on the witch or Wiccan practicer, there may or may not be statues of their deity there. I don't want to necessarily say god or goddesses because not everyone worships multiple gods. Like Renee, she only worships the one, but that's mostly, like as she mentioned, because of her history from being Catholicism. Okay, so there are many celebrations that are taking place throughout the year. But some of the common ones, especially one of the more common ones, are the solstices and equinoxes or quarter days. Those are definitely celebrated a lot by many people in Christianity or Wiccan belief or just your everyday man. So one of the common ones that we all know is Halloween. That is Samhain Festival. That is the fall type solstices. It's like the end of summer, the start of fall. Those always take place October 31st. That one is a very common one. Another one, as we can see here, that is quoted from the textbook, is Beltane, which is on May 1st, Lammas, which is August 1st, and Candlemas, which is February 2nd. These are just the common solstices that are celebrated within the faith. Now, as I mentioned from here in this quote from the chapter, many Wiccans perform rituals on quarter days. Um, like Renee mentioned in the previous video, she performs ritual baths for cleansing and healing purposes. So, as we can see above here, the solstice equinox of Halloween on October 31st is a common, well known one that many of us practice, whether it's trick or treating or actually going to a festival, especially if you're from Europe or England or the UK. Um, Renee has recently performed, especially this year, she performed a ritual bath that she does for cleansing and healing purposes. So she definitely did that on Halloween evening. She performed that for two because on the days of these solstice and equinox days, they tend to be able to perform stronger cleansing rites. So they amplify the rituals that would normally take place on a regular day. These rituals that take place on the equinoxes, solstices, and quarter days tend to be more powerful. Now, this is just a small example of Renee's altar. As we did mention, her altar is mobile. So she sometimes will have it set up on her windowsill or in her bathroom when she's prepping for to start her bath ritual. So it really just depends on what she's doing. So as you can see here, these are all her stones set in a semicircle. Now, as you can see here, this is her clear crystal. Okay. And these two here are her obsidians. They're her wealth stones. I don't believe these are obsidians, but these are her wealth stones. These ones on these both ends here. This was also her other amethyst. Sorry, quartz. Her other quartz here. This one here is her I can't remember the name of it. I apologize. But this is also one of her stones. The purpose of this one is the courage. Okay, so these are her stones. And this is her candle. Like I said, every witch's altar will either have candles or incense. So this is what she has here. And this is her salt and her other crystal. The ladybug is something meaningful to her. It helps amplify and center her when she's meditating or prepping for a ritual. You can't see it here, but on her book there's a pentacle. That is her symbol of using a pentacle. This book here is the witch's Bible for her. So if she needs to say a prayer, that's what she's reading from. If she decides to practice a spell, which is few and far between, that's what she's going from. Okay, and these are the references that I used when asked in the previous video and in this video. I pulled the definitions and the meanings of the stones from here. The Wiccan traditions, as well as the quote and references to the textbook is pulled from here as well. I operated on the previous edition because that's what I have. So yeah, I hope this helped and brought a little bit more information to Wiccan culture and Wiccan traditions.